What's the biggest energy drain in your life? Stress? Actually, no. Hi, I'm Bierman. I'm really glad you came by here today. You can find me over at yourrelationshipintelligence.com. Well, if stress isn't the biggest energy drain in your life, what is? Well, I'll give you a hint. It runs non-stop all your life long, even when you're sleeping. And the smarter you are and the more intellectual you are, the bigger the energy drain. That's because it's your brain. When I work on people energetically who have jobs where they work completely out of their head, and I have very sensitive hands and I feel the energy running through their body, it stops. It stops at their neck. They are not in their body, which explains why people can become very sick and not be aware of it, because even if their body is slowly deteriorating inside, they don't notice it until it's dramatically impaired. So what can you do about that? Well, you need your brain because it makes everything function for you, right? And the front part right up here behind your forehead, that's where all your thinking, your conscious awareness is going on. It doesn't fully develop until the age of about 25. I just have a hard time concealing laughter when I see parents of toddlers and they're trying to logically explain to a child why they can't do this behavior or why they can't do that. There's no logic. Ever wonder why your teenager doesn't get it? Because they don't have the ability either. They'll be able to understand some things, but they won't fully comprehend the world from a rational sense until they're in their mid-20s. So that's using up like 10% of your brain energy, even though it's like 1% of your brain. But here's the thing. Right behind it, down in your limbic system at the back of your brain, that's where your memories are of everything that ever happened in your life. But not just the memory, the feeling you attach to it because of how you interpreted the event, the circumstance. In fact, when you see a similar circumstance arise in your life and you react instead of responding, it's because you're drawing that information from back there. Whether or not it still serves you, it's still back there. And when you hear about those 60 to 80,000 thoughts every day, and you're playing 95% of them over and over and over, day after day, after year, after decade after decade, that's why. That's what's going on. Well, what if you could do something about it? I talked to you about this last week. What you can do is learn how to balance your energy using the 5,000-year-old traditions that treat and honor the fact that you are a divine spirit, that you are energy, and that everything in your world is energy. And when you get it in balance, then things just work. See, you can't nourish your brain. Food will nourish your body. It cannot nourish your brain. The brain feeds on quietness, on effortlessness. See where meditation, where yoga, where qigong, all of them involve breathing. That's what quiets the mind. For instance, grass doesn't try to grow. Grass doesn't work at growing. It just grows. And when your body, mind, and spirit, when your energy is in alignment, life just works. Deepak Chopra calls it the law of least effort. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who work so hard, who have that mindset, who spend the first half of their lives creating the wealth so they can turn around and spend the second half of their lives using that money to regain the health they've lost in the process. So I spoke last week about yoga, about qigong, about meditation. I refer you back to there for details on that. The other thing, in addition to learning how to quiet the mind, one of the healthiest things to do, and this is also something that's been practiced for 5,000 years, for millennia, gratitude. This isn't a new discovery. You know, there are thousands of studies out there showing that gratitude actually works on a cellular level, impacting your DNA. You know, you can turn on some genes, you can turn off some genes. Gratitude increases your health, your happiness, your energy, your longevity, your relationships. Do you live in gratitude? It's a habit that once you start it, oh, here's what's really cool. When you're happy and grateful for something, the universe says, looky, looky, over here. She's happy and grateful for this and that. And for me, it's every little thing, not just the big stuff. The universe gives you more for which to be happy and grateful. So create the habit. Start out with doing 3 things in the morning when you wake up, 3 things before you fall asleep at night. I personally do at least 10 things in the morning. First thing, set my day off in that positive kind of helpful energy. And 10 things before I go to bed. And anytime anything upsets me, I stop what I'm doing. I immediately list 10 things for which I'm grateful in that moment. And they could be things like, I have good balance today. My eyes are functioning really well today. The sun's shining. It's raining. It's watering my garden. It can be anything. There's so much for which to be grateful. So I have a super duper offer for you. Today's video is sponsored by Audible and the spectacular book that I told you about last week, The Power of Vital Force. Your energy is your vital force. The power of your vital force. Fuel your energy, purpose, and performance with ancient secrets of breath and meditation. You can get it for free at audibletrial.com/Allie B. And because it has exercises, the actual telling you what to do, doesn't tell you about it, doesn't make you go out and buy a course. The actual exercises that Rashri Patel delineates in the audio, they're right there on your PDF. You can print it out, do them, because what's the point of reading about something without taking action? If you're somebody who has a big bookshelf full of programs, if you go to a lot of seminars and weekend retreats for self-help, do you know the self-help industry keeps getting bigger and bigger? And that's because the stuff doesn't work. Here's the thing about self-help. You don't need help. You're not broken. You're not damaged. Everything you need is already inside of you. You are whole and perfect despite appearances. I can give you guidance. I can assist you. I can see your own clarity. You don't need help. And all the positive psychology stuff with all their methods and all their techniques, guess what that does? It creates more activity for your intellect that's already overloaded. It makes it worse. I will see you here next week. Be sure that you take action to uncomplicate your life and finally enjoy the peace, the happiness, the great relationships, everything you know you want in life, because happiness is the reason that you're here. It's your birthright. Again, I'm Allie Bierman, and you'll find me over at yourrelationshipintelligence.com.